Good morning, Steve Gladys again at George Mason University at the Mason Enterprise Center for Steve Gladys Leadership Partners. And we're talking about a book that we did a number of years ago called Surviving the First Year of College. We're going to talk about the last two pieces of advice here. Again, advice that has worked very well for a number of people over the years. Number 9 is learn from your failures. Learn from failure. There isn't anybody who became famous or good at anything or who became an expert at anything who hasn't failed along the way. In fact, most would argue that you don't really learn a lot until you fail some. If you're protective and you don't want to fail, what you do is you don't try things that make you grow. Again, referencing to Carol Dweck's book on the difference between fixed and growth mindsets. Failure is a natural process in life. You've got to get used to getting knocked down and getting back up again and becoming what's called resilient. Resilience is, are you able to get knocked down? Are you able to have a failure, but get back up, learn from it, and move on to something else? That's what resilience is called. Marty Seligman at the University of Pennsylvania has studied resilience for years. He'll tell you the same thing. The ability to get back up is what resilience is all about. You're going to have some problems along the way in college. It'll either be a roommate or it'll be some courses, it'll be this, it'll be that, it'll be a certain professor. Being able to survive is learning how to deal with failures along the way. The second piece is listening to your instincts. And this isn't so much just an academic thing. This is about social things that you may find yourself getting yourself into. I used to always tell my kids, if you're in a situation where stuff starts to break bad, get out of that as quick as you can and then try to figure it out later. Don't sit around trying to cerebrally figure something out while things are going bad and you're hearing sirens and police sirens coming your way. Just get out of that situation and move on. I think one of the best tests I've ever heard is the red face test. If you're about to do something at school when you're away and out of the purview of your parents, with no real guidance and just a bunch of other folks around you, sometimes doing crazy things. We used to say, when I used to train people, one boy, one brain, two boys, half a brain. The more people you add to a situation, particularly if there's alcohol or anything involved like that, the mentality of the group sort of goes down precipitously. As I used to describe in one situation, a bunch of men drinking, or boys drinking, have the collaborative IQ of a carrot. So don't get yourself in those situations. And if you're about to make a decision, and you could picture that being on the front page of the Washington Post the next day for your parents and your friends to see back home, would you or would you not be proud of it? It's actually called in law, it's called the red face test. Even though it may not be illegal, would it be something that you want other people who love and care about you to see? That's a sort of the litmus paper test. This whole series has been about surviving the first year of college. We talked about everything from training early to attending classes all the way down to listening to your instincts. These 10 tips over the years have proven to be very powerful and very true. We've taught this class to a number of high school students, a number of freshmen, entering freshmen at universities. And one of the reasons we wanted to do put it online at YouTube so you could pass it on to your friends. We think it's really important stuff. And especially when what's at risk is 33% of people dropping out. That's a huge financial and emotional drain on people. We suggest that you pass this on to your friends. If you have any questions, you can certainly email me at sgladys@stevegladys.com or at sgladys@gmu.edu. Either one is fine. But we hope that you've enjoyed this. It's certainly been a pleasure for me, and I appreciate your taking a look at it. And please pass it along to other folks. Again, this is Steve Gladys at Steve Gladys Leadership Partners at George Mason Enterprise Center in Fairfax, Virginia. Thanks a lot.